So you got Jackson Arrington against Jarod Verkleeren. Arrington's the true freshman, multiple-time PA state champ, in on a leg right away. But this is where Verkleeren likes to be, right, Christian?
Yeah, he's funky here, but he's one of those guys he's hard to score on. And, you know, you got a true freshman versus a 6-year senior. So this is a matchup of age versus beauty, some would say. So quick takedown.
Do you see what Arrington did here? He let go of the foot so he wouldn't get called for the stall call, and it became a stalemate instead. So Coach Popolizio said good style for college, great mental approach, has been improving every week, really is a good learner, especially from his losses, and he's been great at compartmentalizing and just keeping moving. Here's
Verkleeren's good.
Doves loves those double overs, right?
Got excited there. I thought we were going to see some frequent flyer miles
there you go.
rolling into town. And you just see, like, just 40 seconds into the bout, Arrington gets that first takedown. You could see, like, a little bit of confidence coming into him, and he just picks up his hand fighting, picks up his foot motion.
What I've seen so far from a match and a third, not even a third, is NC State works, it feels like they work a lot harder to get to the inside position. Virginia likes some offense from the overties and outside position. And the number of shots that NC State has taken has been a great deal more. And Virginia's done a pretty good job, like you said, of holding center, even though they're not shooting as much.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you look at this lineup top to bottom, the Wolfpack are, you know, they're attackers, right? They move forward, they take ground, they force the action, and that's why they've been so successful during Popolizio's tenure.
Arrington was about to get in that Kenny Monday Olympic gold position right there. That body lock from underneath and climb your way up.
I wish I had arms long enough to do that.
Me and you both.
Nice knee pull from Arrington, comes up, splits the middle into this waterfall position now. And then Verkleeren drapes over the back, catches the near ankle. He really wants the far one, but Arrington scoots around, gets a 2-4-1 lead, a minute to go in the bout now.
Now he's got that head in the whole armbar series, like looking to try to hand it off to that tilt. But you saw this at the end of the Jack match where they get one side bolted down and they do that thing where if you build up, they push the post away, and then if you bring the post in, then they run over it. And you can tell, like, they're look at deep way, same thing, right? Run over it, run over it. And once they get to the back of your spine like that, it's hard to get out.
Yeah, and NC State, like, they're notorious for having guys with long extremities, long arms, long legs, and I don't know if that's how Popolizio recruits.
He does.
It's a
That's
body
a very
style thing.
Yes. They believe in length. They believe in leverage. They believe in a lot of matches come down to mat wrestling, that it's almost easier to neutralize somebody on top or on your feet, and then if you can outride them, you can win.
It sounds like a winning philosophy to me, right?
So NC State's they're one of 5 teams in intermat wrestle that's got all 10 of their guys ranked. So this is a team that's going to win a lot of freaking duels, and they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys ranked in that round of 12 or higher, and a bunch of other guys in that round of 24 that they all believe can do better than where they are.
Well, and just watching 3 minutes of Arrington wrestle, right, this looks like a guy who's got a style that can, you know, make some, you know, kind of put some people on notice in Tulsa, although 149 is probably one of the deepest weight classes in the country, and you've got a guy who's gunning for his 4th NCAA title in Yanni Diakomahalis.
Yep, and a guy that beat him, and another guy that beat that guy. So yeah, it's a deep weight. And I mean, I watched Arrington wrestle the first meet of the year against Milner from Appalachian State, who's another returning All-American, and Milner made him look like a freshman. And now, like some of these guys are not freshmen by the time they get to February. Like they've been seasoned now.
Well, it's part of growing up, right? Like,
yeah.
Those when Arrington got to Raleigh and he wrestled Milner, he was probably still 18 years old. He probably was still learning how to do his own laundry, right? He hadn't been out of his home for more than 3 to 6 months.
He got called for illegal. He just grabbed one finger and held onto it for 3 seconds right in front of the ref. Like literally just pulled on his pointer finger. Yeah, and now he's 22. He's a provost, right? Like he's writing his dissertation all in 4 months. Watch this. He just grabs his finger and just holds on to it like he's pointing at somebody with that guy's finger. Even the trainer behind him is pointing at it. The trainer went technical violation. That's awesome. I want that guy as on my bench training people. So wait, now he kicks him?
Yeah, lets him loose, so
it's 6-1.
6-1. Scoreboard here in the gym says 5-2, so.
That's wrong. It was 4-1 at the end of the period, 5-1 on the penalty, 6-1 on the escape, right?
Right. So we're at 6-1 here.
Okay, just making sure I'm not crazy.
I wouldn't go as far to say that, but
I'm just saying at this point it's inconclusive, not a given. So I still got a chance.
So Arrington in again, and Verkleeren trying to rely on his scramble, but finishing clean, creating an angle, keeping his hips on, down, and not allowing Verkleeren to scramble. So 8-1 after almost 2 periods.
And scoring last. He's going to get a stalemate, so Verkleeren's going to get a restart because that was a much better position for Arrington than for Verkleeren.
So just under 12 seconds left here in the second. And
false start on top. Kind of gave him that ear headbutt right to the spine.
I'm excited to just kind of see what the future looks like for this Arrington kid, because 5 minutes of wrestling against a seasoned veteran like Verkleeren, who's not an easy guy to score on. You put up 3 takedowns on him and a nice mat return.
Yeah.
Shane Sparks would love that one.
Yes, he would. That's the end of 2. Here's our Tuesday college basketball doubleheader on ACC Network, the ESPN app. Blake Hinson and Pittsburgh host Louisville at 7 Eastern. Then here in Charlottesville, the number 6 Cavaliers will host Jarkle, Joyner, and NC State. Virginia trails Clemson by a half game for the top spot in the ACC. So we're on to the third period here. Verkleeren is expected picks. Bottom, the riding time's got to be close to, if not over a minute by now. So it's 9-1. I mean, if you're Arrington, it almost feels like it's easier to, not quite a minute yet, like kick him and get a takedown once you get to that minute, and then you can finish on top or give the escape away and still be okay for the major, right, Christian?
Yeah, so, I mean, he's got riding time now. So he could get another escape or another takedown here, but
or he can ride him out, right?
Just like I think the culture of this team and the way they wrestle, I think he wants to make a statement here that he can ride for this period.
So that's a great point. So these guys, there's going to obviously in only a 6-team conference, there's a ton of rematches that happen from the regular season. So that's got to be something that you think about, right? Like, hey, if you ride the crud out of me, the next match, I'm already worried about if I lose a takedown to you.
Yeah, and getting ridden is one of the most mentally straining, pieces of the sport of wrestling. And when you get ridden out for 2 minutes, after you've already given up 8 points, what does that do to your psyche heading into the ACC championships? Not to mention, the next time they could wrestle would be in Arrington's home gym.
Yes, sir. So riding time secured. So now at this point, he's committed to the ride, obviously. And it looks like it's been a good strategy. He's got that little, what we call frog ride on top, where he's got both knees spiked, hard to even build up. He's working for that tilt. So you can't say he's stalling. He's just doing it very deliberately so that, it's getting the tilt does him no good versus just staying on top.
And that's a second stall for Verkleeren, giving
now he's
Arrington
locked up for sure.
9-1.
And 10-1 will be the finale unless something crazy happens here. He let him go, so that stalling point helped. So 10-2, it's still a major.
And a nice win for the 17th ranked freshman. 2 bouts in, 2 victories for the Wolfpack, 7-0 lead.
We'll be right back. See Ed Scott, the defending ACC champion at 157.